Hi there, I'm Toby and I'm from a small village in Essex. I'm currently standing at Green River College, where it's been my home since 2022. This video is to promote the gap year experience that Green River College offers. And I'd like to hand it over to Gurish, who is also at Green River College. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Gorish, and thank you, Toby, for the quick introduction. So I used to study in Green River in 2014, and I'm also here to help promote the Green River Gap Year experience. And I hope the presentation is going to be good for you. So thank you for watching that introduction with us today. I just wanted to reiterate here that this might not be something that you're actually focused on if you are doing a gap year. You just want to kind of have fun, and that's fine. But it is also good to add that Green River College is ranked number 13 in America for its international programs. So this means that, you know, the advisors and all the extracurricular activities that are present at Green River are some of the best, not only in America, but also the world.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Gurish, for starting us off. So why should you take a gap year at Green River College? Most of the students from Europe that come to Green River College, mostly they start off as a gap year student. And we've got Suzanne here, a testimonial from her on why she did that and why it might be good for you.
Awesome. Yeah, let's take a look at her video.
If you're debating on taking a gap year, Green River is definitely a great place to go. Hi, I'm Suzanne Jonkers and I'm from Zeist in the Netherlands. When I came to Green River, I just came out of secondary school and this has been a really, really great experience. I've had loads of fun and met so many different people from all over the world, which has been great. And I've become way more independent, living on in the campus corner apartments, and I've had loads of fun, made loads of new friends. A piece of advice for me if you want to take a gap year at Green River is to get involved on campus. The classes are a lot of fun, but outside of classes there's so many more opportunities for things to do. You can join clubs, go to the RAC, which is our school gym, or join a sports team like I did. And that's one of the greatest decisions I made. Hopefully we'll see you here.
I'd like to mention after that video, she mentioned the sports involved, and I know that the women's soccer team are currently looking for players. So if there's any girls out there that are looking for a soccer team, or a football team, I should say, I've been here too long, then this could be a good place for you.
Yeah, no, definitely. And Suzanne touched on a really good thing there. You know, she became quite independent after, you know, kind of moving abroad and spending some time in the States. And I think it's something that serves her well to this day as well. So this is where you'll be, or at least around abouts where you'll be, Seattle, Washington. It's probably one of the most gorgeous places that I've been to personally. I started out with a gap year for 3 months. I actually ended up doing the entire degree because I couldn't leave. There was something that just kept me there, and I think one of those things was the scenery and the activities that Washington can provide.
And yeah, so as you can see from this little photo here, you can arrive to Seattle, which is about a 40-minute drive away from the college itself, in a direct flight in just under 10 hours, which might seem like a long time, but if you put it in the perspective of the whole world, and your time at Green River, it's really not that long in the end. And so, yeah, you can get that straight from London Heathrow to Seattle Tacoma in less than 10 hours.
Yeah. So this is the campus itself. The image is a tiny bit blurry, but this is just to give you an idea of what the campus looks like from a top-down view over here. As you can see, it's completely surrounded by trees. The library itself, if you're studying in the library, your view, it feels like you're on a green island, to be honest. And on the
No,
left
it
there
really
is,
does.
yeah, it does, doesn't it? And on the left over there, just where these buildings are, is actually the campus corner apartments where you'll be staying.
Awesome. Yeah. So earlier, Gurush mentioned how renowned Green River College is for its international population, and just on the slide here, you can see the figures about that. One of the things you'll notice when you are on campus is you will feel like it's a lot of international students over American students, and you'd be surprised that there is so many American students. But that's the great thing about it, is it's just like Gurush said earlier, it's where the world meets. Like, it's just really great diversity of students at Green River College, and this in itself really can widen your perspective when you meet so many people from around the world.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, when I was first at Green River, I remember I had an Indonesian roommate, then I had some Russian roommates, and then some Ukrainian roommates, and Italians, Germans. So the diversity helped in terms of for like fast forwarding to now after I've graduated. I have so many connections in so many different places, and my network is a lot larger now as well. And I think if I didn't do something like this, it would be much smaller.
No, 100%. I feel the same way. And it's funny you mentioned that. We have a running joke in our house that we're the United Nations in our house. I live off campus now, but I'm in a 7-bedroom house, and every single one of my roommates is from a different part of the world, which I think is amazing.
Yeah, and the fact that you guys all get along is a testament to,
even more amazing.
It's a testament to I think the advising and the pathway that Green River provides.
No, 100%, definitely.
So a lot of students do come to Green River for a gap year, and there are 4 choices. So you do need to always start in Washington. So this is either 3, 6, or 9 months at Green River College. You can do 3 months, and then you can go to California for 3 more months, and then you can go to Hawaii for 3 more months. Or you can spend 6 months in Washington and then go to California for 3 months. It's entirely up to you how that goes afterwards, but you do need to start in Washington State so that the proper processes can be put in place.
Yeah, I've had a few different friends having done different options of these kind. But the thing I love about Green River the most is I know a lot of them didn't make a final decision on those things until about maybe 3 or 4 weeks before they actually went off and did it. So the flexibility that you really have here is something quite special.
Yes.
Because maybe you plan to go and do these different things, but you make friends and you want to stay in Washington. I've seen that before, and you can do that. Or you can decide you hate it here and go off to California, which I wouldn't blame you for either. So you really have the choices, which is amazing.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so I think we have a video next slide as well. So let's check that out.
Hello, my name is Jonathan. I'm 19 years old, and I'm doing a gap year at Green River College. I decided to do a gap year at Green River College because I'm trying to figure out what I want to study back home. So I'm trying to take on as many classes as I can to try and figure out what subject really interests me, like psychology or pottery. I decided to do my gap year at Green River College because my sister went here 9 years ago, and she had a great time. She learned a lot and found out what she wanted to do. So I'm hoping that I can do the same thing. The most fun thing I've done here are the adventures that I've been on with my host family and friends. We've been to Olympic National Park, we've been to Bainbridge Island, we went to a store called A Touch of Dutch, which was very, very fun to see as a Dutch person. I would really recommend going here at Green River because of the amount of support you get from the staff and the teachers and the amount of friends that you make. It just really makes you independent, and it's just a lot of fun.
That's Jonathan, a friend of mine at the minute. And yeah, I think he's really enjoying it. So I'd like to take this moment to introduce a story of Pascal Weber that I have been passed on from one of my colleagues. So Pascal Weber was started off as a gap year student, and he stayed for 9 months. And then it was on his way to GRC that he fell in love with aviation. And so he was able to take aviation classes in his gap year. And by the end of the year, he knew that he wanted to become a pilot. When he returned to Germany, he attended flight school, and he now works as a pilot for Edelweiss. This June, Edelweiss will be making a maiden voyage to Seattle, and guess who will be the pilot? Pascal Weber.
No, I need to get on that flight.
Yeah, no, definitely. You can trust him. He's a Green River student.
So yeah, so Victoria is another student that, you know, she's from Germany, and she did I think it was either 3 or 6 months at Green River, and then she didn't go to California or Hawaii. She went straight to Australia and New Zealand as well, and that's a whole different story. So if you have questions about that, you know, don't feel free to just get in touch with us, and we'll explain more about that pathway as well.
Yeah, no, I heard about her story as well, and she learned to scuba dive while she was out visiting the Great Barrier Reef.
Wow.
So I really, really think that reinforces where it really is where the world meets, whether it's on campus or you go somewhere else to do it. Really, a lot of options.
Nice. Okay, so this is actually the International Programs Office. This is where you will first come when you come to Green River. You'll sit down with an advisor one-to-one, and they'll help you plan your stay from everything, you know, your finances, costs, what kind of classes you should take, what kind of extracurricular activities there are as well.
Go on.
Yeah, each student is assigned an advisor based on your major. So in relation to your gap year, you do need to pick some kind of major just to kind of go along with the program. But you're assigned the advisor based on this, and once that's done, you can chop and change what you study on the fly using the advisor.
Yeah, I can attest to that. I started out as an environmental major, and thanks to their advice on that, it was possible to do this. I'm now a communications major. So you really do have the power if you choose to stay more than your gap year as a student.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, so there's 2 housing choices, and I'm just going to talk about the on-campus housing, what they call CCA corner campus apartments real quick. What makes this quite unique is a few different reasons, actually. Is the first of all, in my opinion, is the setup, the layout, in the way that they set it up in apartments or houses, 4 bedrooms, in which you get 3 roommates, and it's just like kind of your own independent house with these people. And that gives you quite a unique opportunity to be independent in that sense. And then secondly is the housing staff as well. They're on campus for support, but it's also sourced by Green River, which again is quite unique, because what most universities would do is outsource it to another company. This means that you get Green River's kind of confidence and approval of the people running the place and of the support you get, which matches the support you get in the college, which is pretty grand, as we've mentioned. And so I loved living on campus because of the social nature of it. You're surrounded by students constantly, and it really gives you an opportunity to make new friends. It's also very convenient being on campus. And yeah, so that's how I really enjoyed it. And I think Gurish had the opportunity to do the host family, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, and I joined the host family one of 2 reasons. So the first reason, you know, my family, they were a bit apprehensive about me going to the States. So they wanted a kind of a safety net of me being in a family to kind of, you know, get around safely and things like that and be taken care of. You do get meals, you know, as well. You get invited to parties as well. I remember I had a Thanksgiving party, and it was also the Super Bowl weekend. So that's something that I remember to this day. I think it's been 11 years since I graduated. So, and Toby's correct, you know, the Green River staff go the extra mile when it comes to placing you in housing. And this is because of what Toby mentioned. It's all internally staffed, the housing. So that means most universities in the States, they outsource this staffing to third parties. Green River has their own team. And that's why I felt that they provided, care and a positive and a safe, supportive environment for me to do my studies and my extracurriculum very well. So yeah, I mean, if you're not sure which one of these two options to choose, I would strongly suggest, that to get help from the housing staff to help you with this decision. And they'll go the extra mile to help you with not just the choosing of the family, but how you pay for that and all that kind of stuff too.
No, 100%. I think they've seen so many students probably unsure on which one's best for them, and if you just tell them what you're looking for, what your worries are, or what your goals are, then I think they'll really help you find what you need in your stay.
Yeah. Yes, and I met my best friend at my host family as well. There were 3 rooms, and I still talk to him to this day. He's back in Indonesia now, but we keep in touch every other time. And both he and I, after living with the host family for a couple of quarters, and this does take some time because you do need to make some friends to consider this next decision. If you've been comfortable living with the host family or on CCA, the campus housing, and after you've been there for a while, you can actually find apartments or homes to move in altogether. And I think that's something you did, Toby.
Yes, yeah, that is something I did, and that is a decision I really enjoy, really glad I made as well. On-campus living was really sociable, and it's like you say in the host families as well. You just make friends that you end up having for life, I think. And then when I was ready to move out, and I had already made those friends, I then moved out to a house share, and pretty conveniently located from campus as well. And it's great decisions.
Okay, all right, and then on to the next slide. Okay, so yeah, this is just a little bit again about me. I don't think we need to stay here, but we're always here to help you. I will personally, kind of guide you through. We can do this through, Zoom meetings, Teams meetings, and I'll just be there, kind of giving you all the advice you need. This is how Toby and I also started off, and we're still talking a few years after as well.
Yeah, no, I can attest for that one as well. I remember having probably thousands of questions.
Yeah.
On even like the smallest things. I'm sure at some point, Gurish, you were thinking like, this isn't even a question you need to ask, but you didn't say that, and you helped me out. So yeah,
there's no such thing as a bad question when it comes to this, because out of the world, you are leaving home, you are leaving the UK. So I urge people to always come with any kind of question possible to make this process easier.
No, definitely. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, and over here you can see that there's a lot of active student life on campus, clubs, sports, gym, and activities. And I think Toby himself is spearheading the American Experience Club.
Yeah. I think you know a little bit about that one as well. It's a generational one, I think.
Yes.
And so at the minute we are the American Experience Club, and I think when you were running, Gurish, it was the European.
It was
Club?
called the European Club, yeah.
Yeah, and this is just an amazing space for people to meet and do those activities that you come here to do really outside the classroom. And so the American Experience Club, it's one that I'm running at the minute, and we go to things like Mount Rainier, which you can see on the right, and go to watch football games, which you can see on the left. And the idea is it's students, gap year students, or full-time students that just want to that are maybe international, that have come over and want to see do those classic American maybe things that you kind of picture before you come. And that's just one club, and there is, I think, at the minute 30 more clubs that do various different activities and things as well.
there's also a student council on campus, and I was part of that too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was part of that too. And what that basically means is that you actually, the Americans, they're really good at teaching you how to talk and how to kind of get things done. And during this time, I think I remember off the top of my head, I helped the campus fix all the potholes that were in the parking lot and on the road just outside. And that there was a lot of debate and argument just over that, but it was really good to kind of be involved in stuff like that, just to see how outside of your comfort zone can enable your decision making.
No, I think that's a great story, because I haven't been involved with the council personally, but I've had, my roommate was the president of it that I had last year, and it was quite empowering to see the things that he was doing on campus. And I thought, wow, like, you can actually just do that as a student. So I think those kind of things are really memorable
Yes.
in your time at Green River.
Okay, so quickly talk about this. So there's 4 simple steps on applying. So obviously, before step 1, I will have already talked to you. You will already know where to submit your application and upload your documents. Then you receive your I-20 form. Again, I'll help you fill it out if you need my help filling it out. And then you have your visa interview, which I help with again. This is a very quick interview. And then you arrive in the USA.
Maybe by Pascal Weber.
Maybe by Pascal Weber, exactly. So this is Stefan Bays, the admission officer. He's a former international student from Belgium. And he understands it. He understands how confusing it can be to kind of apply. So again, it's not that confusing. There's not that many application forms to fill out. So yeah, don't hesitate to reach out to us.
And yeah, so here are the some 3 main things that people are obviously got on their mind as they're doing these things. So how do I go and find these different dates and deadlines or application forms? You can go to the international homepage at Green River College. It's really easy navigating the website, and you can find it on international homepage. And the dates and deadlines, maybe of the applications, arrivals, when classes start, all those things, that again can be found on the international homepage. And third of all, everyone obviously has questions about things that haven't been covered. So maybe we can
this is the most popular question. At least one of the most popular questions. How much will living expenses cost me? So for 3 months, the living expenses will cost you $7,600. And this is subject to price increase. However, this is the price currently. So if you are thinking about, kind of going over, maybe now is a good time to at least start the process so we can potentially lock these prices in.
That's great.
Yeah, no, that's it basically. So thank you, thank you for listening to us, and we really hope to see you soon again. Hopefully we will leave all our details with the counselor for your school as well. And yeah, we hope to see you soon.
Yeah, thanks so much for listening, guys. It's been great.
So, if you're interested in learning more, scan the QR code.